Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of our Tunes of the Day video series. Today's tune of the day is called Sinfonia Concertante by Bernhard Kaun. This is a pretty obscure piece. I myself had never heard of it until I was digging around in the UW-Madison music library a couple years ago and came across it and thought it looked pretty cool. There are no recordings of it. I've never heard it before, performed live. I thought about including it on my CD that I put out about a year ago of music written by film composers for horn because Bernhard Kaun was a film composer and orchestrator in Hollywood in the early 1930s and late 1920s when sound film was just starting to come into its own. Kaun is very famous for writing the scores or assisting with writing the scores to some major films, historical films, like the original King Kong movie, which was written by Max Steiner, and Bernhard Kaun assisted with that. And he also was famous for coming up with the theme to Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein movie. The piece is really interesting. It's written for Wendell Haas, who was a very famous horn player, and during the same time period, he played with many major orchestras throughout the country, and he was also a big name in the early Hollywood studio musician scene and can be heard on many films from the early 1930s and all the way through the 1940s, really, I think. But it was written specifically for him. The piece is very interesting. This is a bit of the first movement you're going to hear. It starts out with kind of a melancholy sounding introduction in the horn, and then it switches to this kind of fun little waltz theme in the first movement. There's 4 movements to this piece total, so I'm sure we'll be coming back to this as we progress through our episodes here. But this is just the beginning of the first movement. I hope you enjoy it. This is literally the first time I've ever been kind of working through it, so forgive any flubs you hear in here. But nonetheless, I think it's coming together pretty well, and I'm excited to put it together now that I have some time to dedicate to it. So I hope you enjoy this little bit of Bernhard Kaun's Sinfonia Concertante.